Good evening all. I'm Sreeparvathy and I'll be presenting about micro frontend with module federation in React. So these are the contents I'll be discussing about. First of all, what is micro frontend? Then about module federation, its benefit, and a step-by-step guide on how to apply module federation. So what is micro frontend? Micro frontend is basically an architectural pattern for building web application. So there will be a large front-end application and it's broken into small applications. And each of these small application is developed, tested, deployed separately. So as you can see in the figure, the main application consists of sub-applications A and B, and they together constitute the main application. And we can see that each of these piece or each application is developed, tested and deployed separately. So what is a module federation? So there are different means by which we can practice micro frontend. So one of the popular means is module federation. It was developed by Zach Jackson and was released in 2022 as an important feature of Webpack 5. So the plugin that is used to apply module federation in Webpack is called as module federation plugin. So let's look into the benefits of module federation. So these are the benefits. We can practice micro frontend. So each of in the figure we can see that the header is taken from application 2, the shopping cart is taken from application 3, and the footer for the main application is taken from the application 3, and these together constitute the main application. Then next one is independent deployment. Each of these application is developed and tested individually and they are also deployed independently. The next one is code sharing. We'll be able to share code between different applications, which I'll be demonstrating in the demo. Then the next one is dynamic loading. Modules can be loaded dynamically at runtime, reducing the initial page load time as code is fetched only when needed. So imagine a dashboard is there and it has multiple widgets. Instead of loading all of it at a time, it's loaded whenever user click on a specific widget. The next advantages are scalability and enhanced development workflow. So imagine there is a large application and it has numerous features like chat, notification, analytics, etc. Each team will work on a particular set of features as an individual application, and that will be together constituting a large scale application. So this feature will help in scalability as well as enhances the development workflow. Now let us look into a step-by-step implementation of module federation with React. So the first step is, as you can see, the first step is creating applications. So I'm creating two applications here. We have seen in Neetu's presentation how to create a React application. So she had used create React app and I'm using the same method. You can use any preferred method. So using npx create React app, I'm creating a home app as well as header app. So I have already created it beforehand using this commands. Then we have to install Webpack 5 in both of these applications using this command, and I've done it beforehand. Then we have to customize both the pages. So I have customized my home app as well as header app. Just simply I have given made a div and typed header in it in the header app, and in the home app I've just typed a home in the container. So I'll show how my app looks like. So this is my home app and this is my header app, and my home app is running on port 3000 and my header app is running on port 3001. So let's look into the next step. Next step is Webpack configuration. So for Webpack configuration, we have to create a file webpack.config.js in both our apps. So let's do that. I've created a webpack config file in the header app. Now I'm creating in my home app. And I'm con and I'm copying this basic configuration to both of it. So uh, this webpack config.js file is a JS file that is used to define the configuration setting and options for the webpack module bundler. In the first line, it's importing the HTML webpack plugin. This HTML webpack plugin is a plugin that simplifies the creation of the HTML file that is used to serve our webpack bundles. Then entry means it's the entry point of the application. This is where Webpack starts bundling the application. Here it is index.js. Then the mode is set to development. This development mode enables many features that are available in the development mode. Then dev server, in case of header app, it's we can make it 3001, and in case of home app it is 3000. Then and it is the port in which the dev server runs. Then there are set then we can see in the module rules. These rules define the rules of webpack to process different files. So in test we can see it's mentioned a regex that matches .js and .jsx. So we are considering the files with these extensions, and we exclude the files with these extensions in the node modules, and to transpile these files with .js or .js extension .jsx extension, we'll be using the Babel loader. For files matching the .css extension, it will be CSS loader that is used to transpile. Then the plugins used here, as I mentioned earlier, it's the HTML webpack plugin, and it will be creating a template uh, which is similar to our index.html file. Then in resolve we have given extensions .js and .jsx. So if there are files with these extensions as it is given in the resolve, without mentioning its extension itself, these files will be resolved. And in the target I've given as web. That means the target web specifies the web platform is target for our webpack bundle. Now let's go to the next step. The next step is modifying the index.html file in home app as well as our header app. So I had discussed earlier that the HTML webpack plugin will generate HTML file with the template of index.html. So I'm giving this template for it. Now let's go to the next step, that is modify the index.js file in both header app and home app. Now what we have to do is that as we are using webpack, we have to change the start script in the package.json of our our header app as well as home app. So I'm going to package.json of both these apps. and I'm replacing the scripts. Okay, now let's look into the next step. So the next step is module federation configuration. For that, we have to add a file entry.js and it will act as an entry to our app. So in header app and home app, we have to create a file entry.js. In entry.js, what we are doing is that we are just importing our index.js file. Now we have to go to our webpack configuration file, and beforehand we have create, created the webpack configuration file and added entry point as index.js. Now we'll be replacing it with entry.js. Okay. So our basic aim here is that we'll be bringing our header app into our home app. So we have to expose our header app for module federation. So for that, we should import module federation plugin, as well as we should also take all the dependencies used in our header app. So I've imported the module federation plugin and taken all the dependencies from package.json of our header app. Now we have to create an instance of our module federation plugin. So we are giving a name for our app to be identified in the foreign app. So it is header app. Then our file name that is remote entry.js. Then it will be exposed as header. So this header name is pointing to the app.js file in the source folder of this header app. Then we'll be sharing its dependencies too. Then the next step is adding module federation in our home app. So in the same way, we have to import our module federation plugin in our home app, take all its dependencies. Then again here in the plugins, we have to create an instance of. So the name we are providing to our home app is home app, and the remote apps that will be available to the home app is header app. Then we are sharing its dependencies too. So the basic configuration is over, and now we have to go to our home apps app.js, and we have to use header app in our home app. So I am doing lazy loading here. Now I'm starting my home app. So now you can see the final result. My header app is running on port 3001, and I've taken that header app to my home app. So this is how we implement micro frontend using module federation. So that's all. Any questions?
Hi, anyone? Anyone have any questions, please? Okay, Bharati, I think no one have no questions.
Can I stop sharing?
One question. When
Okay.
should I use this micro federation? Means module federation with micro frontend. When which apps can I use this technology?
Uh,
You know that.
Actually, this is used when we need to share modules, or need to share functions and components between two applications. So there are different means to do micro frontend. We have earlier used iframes, but the difference between iframe and this module federation is that iframe provides more isolation between um, the application, but in module federation, uh, what the main aim is that we have to share the states, or we have to share the components, etc. So it can be used with any JavaScript front-end framework or library that uses Webpack 5.
So this can be used in Angular.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Yes, it can be used.
Thank you, Sreeparvathy. That's the wonderful section.
Thank you.